Now that their migration has come to an end, the dinosaurs in the valley have made their way to the south. Climate here is cold, but also warm. Much of the plant life isn't here, but there is some, and enough to go around for them to survive. Here we see Rambo. He is looking for a meal. When it comes to hunting for his family, Dan and Rambo split up. Rambo will try his best to find a meal, as Dan will also as well, so that they can feed each other. Big Bull rarely does the hunting, as right now, Big Bull and his friends are searching around the south to see if there are any dangers here. So Rambo continues his hunt. Then, Rambo sees a potential meal. He finds a herd of iguanodon that are grazing on the foliage that surrounds them. One of them is his target. However, before he strikes, another scent has come upon his nose. A familiar scent. Leaving, he goes to find out what is causing the scent. Grazing nearby is Tony and a female stegosaurus. Tony noticed this female the moment he arrived on the southern side. It's not mating season yet, but he has grown an affection to her. Her name is Fatality. Both of them graze nearby. As Rambo passes by, still looking for the scent. Joining the two stegosaurs is Anida, who is welcomed here. Anida still hasn't given up on searching for her two sons, Sam and Eric. She will get back to it, but so far it's been delayed due to the migration. But she won't give up. As a mother she is, she will make sure to find her sons. Now, Rambo sees the cause of the scent. Two Styracosauruses are feasting on the foliage. They too live in the south. They migrated many years back and have lived together ever since. Rambo has switched targets, plans to hunt down one of them. He pounces automatically. The two notice Rambo and back away. They both stand their ground, ready to charge at any moment, but Rambo still plans to eat one. He doesn't know which one of the two he wants to eat, but he'll choose one to make sure he survives. The two Styracosaurs turn to run. However, these two aren't just any normal, everyday Styracosaurus. That's when Rambo notices something. He recognizes the yellow birthmark on the side of one of the Styracosauruses. This time they face him again. And Rambo is filled with joy. Instead of finding a meal, he found his two best friends, Sam and Eric. After so long, he has finally found them. Then Anida shows up, and the two Styracosauruses automatically recognize her. She is their mother. They all reunite once again, happy, together again. Anida then remembers the reason as to why she made Sam and Eric wander away from the kingdom. After Lucifer was killed, she knew that the hunters would always be around now that he was gone, which meant that danger was around everywhere in the valley, and she felt that Sam and Eric would be unsafe. Big Bull was there too, as well as Dan and Rambo, to see and Nida watch her children one last time. At the time, the south side of the valley was safe, so she wanted them to wander to the south. She told them that day. Though they were just babies, they knew most of the valley and understood what their mother wanted. Dan and Rambo and Sam and Eric said their last goodbyes as they were best friends, as well as Nida and Big Bull. Big Bull nudged them, knowing that they will be safe. The two went on, as the others watched them leave. This move was brave for them, and Sam and Eric were brave enough to go on their own. Of course, the trip for them wasn't easy. There was always danger to face. Stephanie that day noticed that they were leaving and stood close by to them. As the brothers continued, the dangers still followed them. But unknown to them, Stephanie was close by to make sure that they were okay. Stephanie wandered close by, towards Sam and Eric. She too that day had to travel south. She stood a few feet away from Sam and Eric, so they wouldn't get scared. In the south, the two brothers needed to learn fast in order to survive. But this day is still in her memory. She is happy to see her sons once again, as well as Rambo. He knows that Dan is close by, so he wants to go show his brother that their best friends are alive and okay. And Nida wants to take them back to the kingdom now knowing that they're okay. She has now gained trust to the predators in the kingdom. The quartet leave. Near a large lake is Melissa and Dan. They're both on the hunt. Dan is still searching a meal for him and his family. They both edge closer to their prize. Their chosen victim is a young male giraffe titan. But before they can strike, looks like they weren't the only ones hunting after the giraffe titan. This is a young female Tyrannosaurus. Her name is Dahlia. And coming close by her is also another young female. Her name is Angela. These two sisters have been hunting together, similar to how Dan and Rambo hunt, only they are together, not separated. Melissa wanders away to go search for more suitable prey. However, Dan stays by, while Angela feasts. Dahlia looks in front of her and sees Dan. He sniffs her. It appears she was attracted by Dan. This time, Dahlia takes a look at Dan. Dan rubs his body against hers. She finds this to be quite pleasing, as the tail runs down her flank. She nudges him for acceptance. Dan is happy and tells Dahlia to follow him so he can go introduce her to his father, Big Bull. Forgetting about her sister, she follows. Angela notices what her sister is doing and follows along, curious as to why she's leaving. Rambo, Anida, and Sam and Eric come by to the other hunters with Big Bull. Big Bull wanders over and does not recognize the two Styracosaurus near Anida. But after closer inspection, he recognizes that they're Sam and Eric and stands proudly to see that they survived. He honors them for being two true survivors. Following up afterwards is Dan and Dahlia, and close behind them is Angela, still curious at why her sister has left. Dan has brought Dahlia so that way he can introduce her to Big Bull, in of which they all do so. Dan introduces Dahlia to Big Bull. Dan then notices Sam and Eric, but they fail to see him as they are wondering what is wrong with Big Bull. Wandering down the valley is Kiara. She was separated by her mother simply because she wandered away, and now she is looking for her. She fails to notice Rasputin in the brush. Rasputin is quite hungry and plans to snag on Kiara while her mother is not vigilant. But before he can strike, Big Bull trips but continues running. Rasputin notices Big Bull and hides more in the brush so he can't see him, as Kiara does her best to get up. Senora shows up. She looks at her daughter. She watches her give her last breath before passing away. She assumes that it was Ranbo's fault. Seeing Angela, Zenyatta leaves quickly. Ranbo thanks Angela for helping him out, as well as Stephanie. The group leaves to go find Big Bull and see what's wrong. They find him gasping for breath. Stephanie walks up to Big Bull and says that it's okay, and this calms him down. This helps Big Bull calm down. With his wits together, he tells them it's time to leave. They all return back. He asks Dahlia for forgiveness, and of which she kindly accepts. Dan is quite happy. His best friends are back, and he found his potential mate.